It's pretty nice. I bought them like within minutes straight away. Awesome skins. But without further ado, everyone is in and we are ready to start map number 2. eXcellence versus Vitality on Cafe Dostoyevsky. eXcellence will be starting things off here as our attacking team, as the blue side, to get things underway on map number 2. Of course, as we mentioned, Vitality just won that first map, only need to lock this down to take themselves into the final later on today. But eXcellence are looking to force us onto Canal as a third map, should they manage to turn this on its head.
So they're going to be following this momentum, this win, so it's going to be, obviously, they're going to be feeling really good, but hopefully they don't get too crazy with that. And still play as smart as they were playing, and they could possibly take this.
I still think, as you were saying, like eXcellence can also be very happy with that first map, because as you say, most of those rounds came down for 1v1s.
Yes,
it was very,
close.
very close, and it ultimately came down to Vitality knowing the map better. I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe it was their pick, which suggests they are more practiced on it, they are more experienced on it. This now is the chance for eXcellence to say, all right, now this is our time to shine. This is our map. We know what we're doing here. Come and take it. So we'll see whether that's the case or not, because right now Vitality picking the top floor A and B bomb sites.
And we are seeing that as well, aren't we?
To kick us off. Yeah.
I find it really weird, just because the B is just so
Everyone
scary.
looks at the skyline and goes, oh, it's horrible. But the thing is, yes, they can shoot down through it, but they can't come down through it. Like, if they try and repel in there, it's an easy kill. So it's not really as big a deal as it seems when you figured out how to play around
and
it.
Also, like, going against what I'm saying, the mid bomb site, train, you know, the train place, people are getting a lot better at shooting through floors.
Yeah, like this floor is all destructible,
exactly,
and underneath it is a very key position for holding these two bombs. So people get into there, and suddenly that bomb site is horribly exposed, whereas B has this skylight, which is never going to be any different. So it's actually very easy to figure out a strategy to play around.
So maybe because people are using, you know, shooting through the walls, shooting through the floors more as a new place to kill people from, having a skylight there isn't that big of a deal because it's pretty much similar.
Yes, exactly. So that's why we're seeing this top floor a little bit more. But now Criscu, the only player on the floor below now, looking for that early kill. Now Fighter and Powerful are heading in that direction, and Bios is above his head, checking at the top of the stairs. BCK's drone is heading down in this direction and should see Criscu before Fighter crests this corner.
There it is.
Drone sees him, backs away, dances left and right, and I don't think Criscu realizes he's been droned.
Well, he can see it, can he? I'm not sure.
Don't think so. BCK gets it away, and it will come from a different angle to get exact eyes on his position, but Fighter's still playing passive. Now Bios has come down, and it's actually the level below now in the basement by the bakery. And eXcellence still trying to feel out a safe way to come into this building. Fighter just holding an angle, Havoc on the roof. Maxing going to join him. BCK also on his way up, and another quick reset then as everyone's figuring out different ways to go.
He's actually being very, very defensive right now. There we go.
Let's go to the push forward. Now he's going to peek straight into Fighter's crosshairs if he's not careful. Just want to hold the angle. Don't stick your head straight outside the window.
If he got out there, he could get
repelling.
BCK.
That's what I think he's thinking. Like, he can hear the repelling, or his teammates kind of telling him it.
Yeah.
But if he goes straight out, he's going to get his head blown off by Fighter.
But if he took out Fighter, that's 2 people possibly.
Yep.
Is it worth the risk?
Does he know that there's 3 people out there too? Does he know how many he has to fight with? Now Fighter's crossing the gap. He sees in the last second.
No, the 100% knows there.
BCK nades through the window to take out Furious G. That's nice. But now Powerful's there. Very nice shot. Criscu goes on out to find BCK, and he gets back inside safely.
We're going to get everyone then.
Powerful's death is pivotal to Criscu succeeding there, and down he went. Very quick succession. Grenade will take half his health away, but he's not too worried. Now he's got Fighter's attention.
That was scary.
That could have been big. Now they're around 45 seconds, and they've got 3 people left alive.
Did they see him? Have they lost him?
They saw him, I think, on that drone. Fighter still watching the door, making sure he can't peek out again and take down Havoc while he's on the window. He's
doing really well on this
one. Trying to run away and bait him with the footstep noises, but they've got to go with it. Havoc goes straight on in now, and right behind that corner is Bios B. He comes around, can't land the shots, but Havoc will. Puts Bios down, maxing downstairs, and Fighter takes out Bios, and suddenly it is a man advantage for eXcellence. The plant's going down with Fighter on the top floor and Laxing on the roof. Crisco's got to come up the back stairs on the red hallway. Squall coming up the white hallway, and he's got 2 people right next to him.
Does he know
He knows where Havoc is, finds Fighter, but can't land the shots, just misses the head. And it's all going to be on Crisco. He finds one from across, but he's up on the roof, is Laxing. He will shut him down. Round number 1 heads to eXcellence. And just like before,
nice positioning.
open us up North American team taking the lead.
I love the position at the skylight, just to have that extra kind of option for where to shoot from.
Once the plant goes down, it's great to sit up there, and it does lock off an entire area to do exactly that. But when you start the round, the defenders don't have to worry about being shot from there until they're repositioned.
That round could have gone so differently if he saw one other person.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, he saw them, he just didn't feel comfortable to repeat the same spot, which is smart. Like, you don't want to stick your head out the same angle again. But that time Fighter held him in, and rather than going somewhere else to fight, rather than going up those white stairs, maybe then they're faster when the plant went down, he just stayed in that room and went, well, I'll wait here a little longer while you reposition, and, well, wasted himself.
Very nice aim, Crisco, on that guy.
Yeah, it was. So top floor is the Excellence defense as well. They are looking to hold these two bomb sites the same. Slightly different ideas right now. Blowing a hole here between the backside of the bar.
As you said, once again at the top.
They're also bringing a castle to the table. No room for them. And using it on a couple of the walls to be reinforced, and doorways to be reinforced further outside the actual objective room. But once more, lots of barbed wire here just behind it. This is a horrible, horrible choke point if someone tries to push on in here. So they have to make sure they can clear that out, which will be a couple of grenades blown up and used very early on.
You could just pop some grenades in there from the sky, you know, the vault at the very top, the trapdoor. You could throw some down into it, but it is a waste of grenades. You do have to use the grenades.
Laxing on the bottom stairs, looking for someone possibly outside the garage. Will pre-fire behind the car, but no one was there yet. Crisco, last time, first map was in very, very quickly, looking to take people out, but this time he's being a little bit more cautious. Bios sees the garage blown open, and he's a bit cautious about it, but will ultimately make his way in soon enough. Laxing is nowhere to be seen. Just check in the rest of the floors with his heartbeat sensor, making sure he can't get snuck up. Laxing drops on out again. And it doesn't look like we're all going to back away. Okay. So, Excellence backing on out. Round number 2 will be replayed in just a moment.
Interesting. So it looks like maybe when they drop in, they want them to replay or something?
Yeah.
I think that way.
So, there's a bang. Talk about round number 1 for me then. The successful...
Well, we said, didn't we, like, with Crisco, he could have had the round there. And I even after that, because he took down 2 people really quickly. He was the only
person to kill anyone in that round of 1. He killed 3 people, no one else got a single kill.
That's really true. I mean, I thought it was completely in Vitality's favour, and then obviously wasn't. I don't know. Like, what do you think they did?
This shot was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Bang. But then,
look at all the people there.
He was looking for Havoc, but Havoc just managed to get away in time. Fighter pushed him out, but yeah, like this is really unlucky by Squall. Like, not quite landing it on the head would have been a big moment.
Maybe what really hurt them is they got that diffuser down, and once that diffuser were down, it looks like it's quite hard to defend. Well, not to defend, but like come back when they're defending the diffuser.
So the other thing they did was they came in separately. Crisco was miles away on the other side of the map, did pick up 1 kill and then start to sprint off behind the bar, but he was alone by this point. Doc had already died. Squall had already pushed in solo and died. Instead, Squall could have pushed into that doorway at the same time that Jaeger and Crisco had come to join him, and they'd have had a 2v3 situation. It might have been a bit better for him, or a 2v2 because Crisco would have got that kill early on. Like, I just think Squall was over aggressive to not go in with Crisco, and Crisco had spent so long just waiting downstairs, not like toying with, do I go for a second peek? No, I don't, so I'll just wait here. Instead of just rotating back up to the bomb site and joining his team. So slight mistakes on both parts on that
Maybe front. Again, as I said on last night, maybe he's trying to be more aggressive, staying out there, just testing the waters. If it stops working, he's going to start going back again. He's going to start playing a lot slower.
Maybe, but like that comes down to being, as you said, the mark of a good roamer is knowing when to go back to your team. Well, you've just peeked out this doorway and you've killed 3 people.
It would have been nice to have come back there, and then you've got all that defense versus just 3 people. Yeah, I totally agree.
So, little things that needs to work on a little way, but now it's time for the Excellence defense, and as you mentioned, using exactly the same top floor bomb site.
Yeah.
They had a couple of different locations. I mean, they're running a castle now to stop some of the doorways. They're blowing open a wall behind the bar.
Yep.
So they've definitely got some different ideas, and they've got that roaming pulse.
I think this bomb site's okay. I mean, I'm still not a fan, but it's okay. But I do think, like, if you get that diffuser down, it's, I wouldn't say GG, but it's really hard to take back. Because I don't think they were too far down with men when the diffuser were down. It's just that they couldn't get to it. There were too many players, especially the person at the skylight. How are you going to get past that? Yeah.
You have to go from the corridor around the backhand side, or you just have to straight up shoot at the guy. They didn't know he was there.
So if you only can go one way, then everyone's ready for you in that way. So it's again, like, you can't really come at them where they're going to be unexpecting it, you know?
Yep. So it's interesting, but now it is back onto eXcellence with their defense.
And again, it's still early, you know, it's still early days in it on the map. And we saw on Bank, eXcellence did pull ahead, and then all of a sudden Vitality just did something and it just worked. So we'll see what happens on this one. It's going to be interesting.
So still waiting on one last member of eXcellence to come back in.
Yeah.
And then we will get straight back in and replay this round. There's round number 2 from the beginning, hopefully with all 10 players. No more dropouts.
I know, it's a pity. It's early days though, innit?
So, there we go. Cafe Dostoyevsky, eXcellence on defense, Vitality on attack. Round number 2.
Let's do it.
Beginning once again.
So yeah, we're pretty sure they will go to the top. They won't really change anything just because of that. So it'll be interesting to see how they defend compared to, you know, Vitality. That's how they go in the Capcom, kind of slow people down. Capcom is good. You're not really going to get in with the traps, are you? It's just, it's going to slow people down and maybe make noise when they're trying to break down them traps. And he has free armor and an ice gun as well, so
yeah, like his guns are brilliant for use here. And as you say, it's everything you see there on that eXcellence lineup is slowing them down. Bandit,
true, yeah,
that's
true.
Castle barricades on the doors, Capcan traps on doors.
Yeah.
Then you've got, okay, the Jaegers, the trophy system is fantastic, and Laxing, yeah, and Laxing will be roaming around with his heartbeat sensor to try and, like, physically slow by being elsewhere. But yes, the entire eXcellence lineup is just, all right, rather than straight up sitting in our spots, holding our angles and shooting at them, we're going to use our gadgets to make them waste as long as possible, so they then have to come in and sprint at us and take these fights.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice idea. I mean, you are in defense. It's obviously going to be good slowing them down. So, yeah, I completely agree. It's a good lineup. I'm just interested to see how they attack it.
Attackers are heading out to the bomb.
Laxing choosing a different spot to stick his head out and spawn this time around.
If he sees someone there, he potentially could kill them through the window. Because you have to pass that window when you go through there. When you zip line up. So that'd be a free easy kill.
So, doesn't see anyone, decides to make his way upstairs, check a couple more windows and whatnot they can't see out. But Bios' fuse charge goes straight off on top of Laxing. In through the window, locks him down behind the B-bomb.
We hardly see them.
No, rarely see them, but manages to pin him in a small corner. In fact, not even a small corner, it's the corridor. Fighter will respond with a kill onto Squall, though. Fires it straight out through the cigar room from that backside of the bar using these kill holes.
I like that kill hole. It's quite nice.
Powerful in the cigar room himself. Now, looking closely at these windows as well. And Threat has seen him get down in that corner. Throws the grenade on in. Beautiful shot.
Wow, beautiful.
Takes Powerful straight down, but Fighter's still going to be in this angle, holding onto the windows.
Will they be ready for it?
Good point. Bios taking another kill as he takes out Havoc now. Firing it through the back of the corridor. Sees BCK in the last second, gets that as well. Now he knows exactly where Fighter is. Fighter's already got one kill, comes out the side. Bios gets inside to safety. They're looking to chase down Fighter now. They're all swarming in on these sides now. They know exactly where he is. Hides behind the bar again. Sledge opened that kill hole. It's a bit bigger now. Furious
Nice, next
prods
one.
his way in, but Fighter gets him easily. Checking for BIOS to flank him. It's not coming that way yet. They're coming around the other side.
Smart player, though. You would expect
the
that.
sound. Crisco holding an angle tight. BIOS in the cigar room as well now. He's decided to reposition. Looks towards the cigars. Just misses Anthrax running around the corner. Still holding that back corridor.
He's got some nice angles there.
Safe. Grenade goes back into the room. Trophy system will stop it. Still on shores. Crisco on the barbed wire now rushing forward. He sees Anthrax but can't land the shot. Peeks out into Crisco's sprint. And Vitality win themselves around.
It was a very tall order for him to take that. But he was in a nice position. They just played well and surrounded it. And that's all you need to do. If there is 3 of you and you're versing 1, they should not really clutch.
No, they had a minute on the clock as well. They had all the time to play with.
BIOS, though, he did really well that round, especially that fuse kill to start it off.
Fuse kill started off, a couple of quick shots himself afterwards.
Yeah, very nice.
Secured it nicely, but it is now a round apiece. And it is now back onto Vitality, trying to defend that top floor again. They didn't do the best of jobs last round, having let the plant go down and then could not retake it, as you mentioned. Not the best of teamwork between the two players left alive to try and retake.
Neither of them have defended it too well, really,
Yeah, to be fair, it's completely that. I mean, eXcellence were playing a very static game. They didn't know they were being located, droned out or seen, which allowed them to then get grenaded. Like Powerful didn't know he'd been seen in that corner. Grenade lands right on his head, nothing he could do about that. It was a beautiful throw. The fuse charges going off from the window, slight mistake. They shouldn't have really killed anybody. You hear it get planted, then you hear it start going off, and you try and run away. Like so a little bit unlucky there.
We always say it's the scatter, you know, it's the chaos it creates. We never say, oh, it's to actually kill people. It's like when I play. It kills me all the time.
Ultimately, gets the job done. Well, only one roamer again from Vitality. This will be Furious G. He's on the floor below.
Do you not think Crisco's going to roam?
He wasn't originally. Maybe now that he's finished his setup, making a couple of window holes.
Well, he just loves it, doesn't he? He just loves roaming.
Looking for different angles. Furious goes on upstairs and does leave Crisco the last man down.
Going to the same position, man.
Checking for drones that might be at his feet.
They're definitely going to be looking at this door a lot more. They don't want that to happen.
Oh, he's going to sprint straight into a teammate.
I don't know, it's fine.
It is Frost. BIOS is back to join him. Furious just drops straight down.
Love it.
Into that doorway. Manages to take down Fighter. Now Crisco's going to go and watch the corner as well.
And I love the repositioning he's doing there, so they don't know where he is now.
Powerful, a little bit unsure as to the location where Crisco's shots are coming from. BIOS on the bottom floor now with Furious in tow. Checking out of a couple of other windows, and also note that BIOS here is running the SMG rather than the shotgun.
Which is interesting. I mean, maybe you don't like shotguns. I don't like shotguns.
See, shotguns tend to work more when you're playing Frost in a passive, sitting on the objective role.
That's true.
When you're running around, you can't control the range of your engagement. And when you're trying to do stuff like that, you need to have the range that the SMG uses.
Yeah.
So,
and just, some people just prefer SMG, you know.
This is way outside. Doesn't realize how close he is, actually.
They all being very aggressive.
Right.
They're being really aggressive right now.
Laxing was outside that window and might have just caught a glimpse of poor Frost, but could put her down. Powerful still outside on this floor, is keeping an eye from range. What's coming his way as BCK is starting to push in towards that A objective. They successfully planted there last time. Looking to try and do exactly that again.
1 minute on the clock.
They're down. Oh, Furious is right next to this window. Ash is out there. She's going to panic when he sees it open. Leaps straight into it. Gets down as he's trying to leap through. Ends up drop kicking Havoc, but Havoc says nope, doesn't matter.
Oh man.
It also took out Crisco, who tried to peek out the same door. Score answered onto BCK and took down Thatcher though. Diffuser has been planted here on A. And this is them and their attempt to try and control it. Yeah, they're trying to jump out to focus on them and get the attention, but Squall's now fighting Havoc downstairs. Squall will piston himself back up and get knifed back down. All on a panicky Frost to finish it off, and Laxing's right inside the site to take it down.
And once again,
winning another attack round.
Yeah, once again, they haven't defended this top place.
Same reason again for Vitality, they're giving up this location.
Yeah, it is. They got the diffuser down, and then as soon as the diffuser's down, it just seems like it's not impossible, but really hard to get it
Yep.
to stop it.
It's also the fact that they're letting that diffuser go down. Like, we've seen it time and time again, and I mean, everyone experiences it. It's very hard to get the plant down in this game. The chances of plants going down and successfully being the round winner are very low in Siege as a whole. So the fact that plant goes down first is a big hole in the Vitality defense to begin with, especially when their numbers are even. They were 5v4, they had the man advantage, then they were 4v4 they were 3v3. Like, that's fine, that should not be allowed to plant.
I'm not even joking. Again, I felt Vitality were going to take that one, and then all of a sudden the diffuser were down, and all of a sudden everyone just keeps dropping.
Yeah.
And so it's literally like the last round.
Definitely a hole in their strategy here, which opens up the A bomb site.
Yes, it does, yeah.
And is allowing a lot of damage to be done by the eXcellence squad.
You can tell there's a kind of hole when two of them jumping out windows trying to get them.
Yeah, it's like, well, the only place we can shoot these guys is by peeking outside of this area. Yeah. Well, eXcellence knew it and were ready for it.
I think
shut down everyone that came out.
I think it was, who was it who were going after the Ash? Was it Squall?
It was Furious that jumped straight out onto Ash.
I don't think he needed to do that. I think he just really wanted the kill. I don't think he needed to do that, so that was a bit silly play.
Well,
but
I think
it would have been
like
nice
he knew everyone would be on those windows, so it's like you jump out, you kill the Ash, then you look up and you kill the rest of them, right? But yes, it just did not work the way he needed or wanted it to at all.
That's very true. Well, once again, same bomb site. Let's see if we see an actual successful defense.
Yeah, well, once again, eXcellence leaving Laxing to run around the rest of the map, be that sole roam player, using his heartbeat sensor to track who and what may be coming his way. Right now, that is not a lot of anyone.
It always gives you a good idea, like, where people are coming from, so it's a nice little tool.
Bias up on those same windows he came in from before. He used that fuse charge. This time he didn't kill anyone, but does get the window open. Sees Fighter on the right-hand side. He's thinking about it, but he's not sure. Didn't check the left. Doesn't know who's there, and well, it is Havoc. Now he opens up this window as well. Squall finds Havoc over in that other room inside Cigar. Forces him to use a lot of ammo to make that happen. But it does give Bios an opportunity to get in through this window if he wants to go for it. Laxing, though, being that roamer, takes down the Thermite player through the window.
Looks like, is it Havoc? Or
Havoc has been down on the top floor, yeah.
Oh, no, it's still downed.
And the grenade will come in to finish him off.
There it is, yeah.
Down he goes. Pinned in the corner, droned out, grenaded down again, same as before. Criscu comes on in, takes down Powerful.
Very nice.
Drops straight down through the floor and shot her as she was underneath it. He does disconnect.
Yeah. Seems to be Laxing having problems.
So.
Okay, it looks like they're going to be replaying.
Seemo still playing. So, we'll watch it. Anthrax pushes straight on into behind the bar, manages to take out BCK, who's hiding in it. Fighter is the last man now hiding on the A-bomb site. He's got 4 people surrounding him, and Squall will shut him down to secure round number 3 for Vitality. So, that round does play out. We'll, of course, drop on through, get the lobby remade up, get these players back on in, and continue out the rest of the map. I mean, it's kind of been a theme. I think you understand the drill by now. 2 rounds to 1, as the scoreboard states, in this game for Vitality, but of course that's going to take a bit of a change. We're going to run to a quick, short commercial break and throw some water down our throat because this is taking a longer than before, and we'll be back with the carried on playthrough rounds after this break.
All right.
right, folks, welcome back. We're still live from the ESL Arena at PAX East. We've had a great crowd so far. A number of you got some great t-shirts. We had one Xbox Elite controller we gave out a little bit earlier, so the people sticking around watching this great Rainbow Six Pro League action are having a good time. And for everybody watching at home, we also have some giveaways as well. You can check it out by going to the website esl.gg/R6raffle. And also, thanks to the great people at Ubisoft, they're providing a way that you can support the Pro League players by purchasing esports skins within the game. More information can be found at esl.gg/R6PL skins. Now, currently, we're in the first matchup of Vitality versus eXcellence. Vitality has the match point victory so far of 1-0, but currently in game 2, they are 1-2 with eXcellence in the lead. We're just waiting for the final technical setup before we get further into this first semifinal. Afterwards, we'll see our next 2 teams compete, and then the finals later on today. I want to remind everybody, please tweet your questions about the Rainbow Six Pro League on Twitter using the hashtag GameWithSkype. We'll be checking in with our Skype correspondent, Dustin Kane, in just a little bit. To the fans here, you guys having a good time so far? I know they are, especially this gentleman right here. He went out and got some lunch. He's a smart one. We're going to get ready for this semifinal. At the conclusion, we'll have that Skype interview, and afterwards, semifinal number 2, and plenty of more giveaways, not just for everybody watching online, but for our great crowd here at PAX East. Stay tuned. The Rainbow Six Pro League continues after this.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, live from PAX East with the Rainbow Six Pro League Xbox One Finals. We are, of course, still in our first best-of-3 series between Vitality and eXcellence.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I, Christopher Panky Pankost, he is still Aaron
I am still, I think.
You think?
Yeah, possibly.
It's getting a bit confusing right now. We're always jumping about and swapping over, but we're there.
It has.
In case it hasn't been obvious, guys, of course, we're having some connection issues here with what causing all these disconnects. We are trying everything we can to fix them and solve them, and of course, that one took a little bit longer, another attempt.
Yeah.
But we have all of our players back in the lobby. We are back on Cafe Dostoevsky. Hopefully, everything should be solved on out, but we will do our best to continue these games on going through. Because, of course, we have our second semi-final to go later tonight. We have our grand final. And, of course, I know everyone is waiting for the DLC information and the reveals that are coming later on. So those are all still to come.
Stuff, yeah.
But we will not keep these players waiting any longer. We have everyone back in on their teams, and we will continue Cafe Dostoevsky right now.
Let's do it.
Look at them all perk up when I hit the start button. Look at it.
Yeah.
So, we saw a couple of interesting opportunities. We saw some very interesting play on the top floor of this bomb site just now. We saw multiple bomb plants, which I think is quite a lot of people are surprised. Bomb plants are something that does not always go
Usually
through.
in the same place as well.
I know, we're not even going to see it again.
Interesting.
So, that is still apparently an issue. That would explain why they didn't have the controllers in their hands. Connection issues are still plaguing eXcellence. Solidly through. We've lost 3 of their players before they'd even picked an operator, and yeah, unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that from where I'm sitting.
Nope.
For you here. So all I can do is apologize, guys. These things happen.
It's growing pains, isn't it? Growing pains of the game.
But something like that. But yeah. So we will begin to back on our way again. And of course, quick update too. I know a lot of people are confused as to why, like, throughout the entire Pro League, we've had a rule in place that if a player drops after before 15 seconds of the round, after the first 15 seconds of play, it is back out after the round. That round sticks, that round stays. Even though these players are disconnecting after that 15-second timer here today, we are replaying these rounds because it is an issue with our setup.
Can't blame it on them,
it's something wrong with the network here. It is not something the players should be penalized for, which is why these rounds are being replayed, whereas online, to get to this point, that was not the case. So,
it weren't sportsmanship.
It wasn't sportsmanship, no. Sportsmanship is nice, and I'm sure the players could say agree, but it comes down to the admins, and that is the rule.
I'm just playing anyway. Like, who knows what they would have done.
It's gotta suck. I can't help but feel bad for the players as they sit right now.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
They are doing what they can to fill on in. We'll try and get them all back in. Hopefully things stick around this time. It's an issue that's been plaguing the eXcellence side of the stage more than anyone else. We can't figure out why. We have switched around network sockets, we've switched around everything we can, and there are people far smarter than me working on it at the moment, but apparently things are still not going that way.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit more cafe. We've seen top floor multiple times. We talked about how the train museum as a bomb site started out to be the first and everyone went to it and it was great.
Yes,
it's now stopped being that case because it's not so easy to defend now that people are starting to use that top-down play.
It is getting a lot scarier. Will I say that it's easier to defend than the top? I still think it might be. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan.
Judging by the fact that 3 attempts to defend this top right now have all failed.
Have all failed, yeah. I think it's the A bomb. Like, going back to the defense at top, I think the A bomb seems really weak for some reason, but the B bomb is the one what's got the skylight at the top, hasn't it? So it's...
But it's the case that you can get into that A bomb from outside quick and easy, and then you can use the skylight to stop people coming from the B side to defend the A.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is falling down right now, is that the A side is hard to hold to begin with, regardless of who dies, who stays alive. Even with everyone alive, it's really hard to hold that A side from those windows. That's where the plants have been coming from. That's where people have been getting in and getting it down. But, yeah. That is the hole that needs to be plugged. There on your screens, of course, is our bracket. Vitality eXcellence, as we mentioned, is playing right now. Elevate, previously Nemesis, top of the North American ladder. They are going to be playing Infuse as soon as we're done on through here, and then our grand final will take place still later on today. But we have once again got everyone back in the lobby. We'll begin this game, and hopefully this time it will continue on through.
Plain sailing.
No. We are back onto a Vitality attack and excellent defense.
I'm very interested to see if someone actually can defend this very top. I just want to see it. And it's like, oh, okay, you're picking that for a reason now.
Yeah. See what they adapt to hold that A side. I mean, we saw a couple of attempts from Criscu to peek outside, shoot the people that were rappelling up that window to try and take them out there, and it worked to begin with, but once he was found out, they shut it down quickly and managed to still get the plant down.
To be honest, I think Vitality, both rounds they've lost the defense there, it felt that they shouldn't have, at least at the start, but then as that plant went down, that's when they started falling. So if Vitality do what they were doing, but they make sure that they cover that area, don't let that bomb go down. If someone dies who were covering it, get someone else there, don't let that defuse down, should I say. They possibly can take that defense. So let's see if they do start doing that, because it keeps it's the A, it's in the corner of A, it keeps getting planted.
Definitely easier said than done, but yep, we'll see if they can adapt to it better. And I mean, eXcellence have been playing a 4-man topside bomb site and a laxing room alone.
I wonder
maybe
about
there's something to do with that. And the other thing that we haven't seen yet is that they get in and they plant down behind this desk. But you go underneath with a C4 as
with a pulse. Yeah,
and
nice
maybe
counter.
you can do something about that. But I mean, it's something we praised Vitality for a lot in the early weeks of the Pro League and towards the end of it when they started to get their qualifier on. But they haven't been doing so well today is their drone play and their clearing of the previous floors. Like, they haven't been droning and following and going in pairs and getting the trades and winning in that sense.
Yeah.
And well, if they don't clear these floors of pulse,
ooh,
that's going to come back to hurt them. Sees him with the heartbeat sensor, whiffs the shots completely out the window though.
Could have been a lot bigger that.
Now they know exactly where he is.
Yeah.
Are Vitality going to adjust their play because of it? They're just going to continue on up to the roof and try and punish the rest of his teams from that top floor.
I kind of like that. They're not delaying the push because of him being there. And look, now he's having to go up for them. So it's not really too bad that. I mean, it would have been nice to take down the Roma, but how long would it have took? So I like that they just carried on.
We are back to droning for Criscu now. Squall's drone made the way in front. Criscu is now following along behind it in here to the kitchen once it's cleared out the corridors and the fridge behind him. Now they know exactly that Pulse was in this room. That's where those shots came out earlier, but they've cleared it out now.
Looking for him now, Criscu and Bios.
Well, he is still on the stairwell at the back side. The drone should be heading that direction shortly. Whether or not Criscu's going to follow it, I don't know. But he's going straight out the window to find Squall, who is just about to start descending. He saved himself with a minuscule sliver of health left as he began that descent just as Pulse managed to stick his head out.
I think he would have wanted that one.
His position away. That would have been brilliant. Taking Thatcher down with the diffuser right outside where he was, but now Laxing's given his position away again, but has wasted more of their time. 1 minute 20 on the clock.
I mean, he's doing what I thought that he wasn't going to be doing, which is wasting the time, but he's actually doing it still, so yeah. You need to watch out with that.
Between keeping an eye on him and going for the top side. Bios has been chasing down here. Criscu was chasing down here for a little while. Now he's gone straight up to a window.
1 minute left already.
Anthrax is up here too. Bios is in the back stairwell. Furious and Criscu coming out from one side. They're getting locked down on by the castle, which is going to allow Anthrax in through this window. Here they go, Currency's castle's backside, puts him down, picks up that kill, but Havoc has taken down Bios on the other stairwell in the other corner. Time for Laxing to rotate back up behind him. Furious G takes down Havoc here. Let's him down one corner now. Down in the back of the bar is the final member, and on that A site. So despite the A being a successful plant from a lot of people, the push here from Vitality is coming right over the other side of it. Criscu now firing right across the bar of Fighter, lands a couple of shots, but doesn't take too many. Stands straight on up, and Criscu goes down. Nice aim by Fighter as BCK takes down Squall as well, and Laxing's coming up behind, but Fighter will grab one.
And there it
BCK pushes in for the other, and Vitality crumble in the last 15 seconds.
Wow.
eXcellence picking up.
They just kept losing every firefight.
Kills. Really nice. Quick flick shot to the head there.
Well, there we go. We got a defense win.
Yeah, we did. And how did we get it? We got it from Vitality not pushing that A site. The A site is the weaker one that allowed everyone to get a plant down before. They go for the other end, and eXcellence like, great, we can defend here nice and easy. And do so just that.
Tried to push through the mid. And they were losing all the firefights. Like, right to the very end, they just lost every firefight.
Yep. So, 3 rounds to 1 in favor of eXcellence. Remember, they are down to 1 map so far. Vitality being up 5 rounds to 3 on that last map gave them that point ahead.
This score rings a bell to me. Does it ring a bell to you?
Yep, yeah, it does.
The exact score.
Vitality switching up their defense, choosing not to go on that top floor despite not successfully holding it previously. Staying now down here in the dining room and the mining room.
Interesting. So eXcellence, they were just like powering for that place that they didn't defend it well the first time, but they actually defended this time. Vitality are like, no, we're just going to move now, go to a different place.
So
5 seconds left before insertion.
interesting setup here. Anthrax
Attackers have recovered their
making holes into the dining room with a shield in front.
Attackers
They're
drop.
going to make a bunch of holes into the reading room. Interesting. But Criscu roaming on the top floor will take out a drone. He's got Squall up here with him this time. Bios playing a slightly different location, much closer to the objectives.
Definitely important to keep that smoking room. If you are going for these bombs down here, you need smoking room. As we said, when you breach through there, you can shoot through the floor and have another line of sight in there, as well as people pushing through the doors and all these kind of stuff. So it gets really, really scary to defend that bomb if they take the smoking room.
Miles then staying on the bottom floor as that lone player. Squall on top with Criscu, and then leaving the two very tanky 3-armor Doc Rook players inside the A and B objectives. They try and track down where this push is going to come from eXcellence. Trying to still drone in Jaeger out for a little bit, and will keep his drone alive as best he can. Laxing here on that top floor. He's going to try and flashbang in there, which is all fine and dandy. But what are you going to do with that?
Yeah, you won't do anything.
Havoc close the trapdoor. I'm just thinking about it, but Havoc looks like he wants to be the first person to drop. Toying with the idea of taking barbed wire from here, but there we go. Fighter drops down, sledges his way in. Is right in front of the crosshairs here. Make another hole.
Distractions, guy scared him. That's very nice.
Pushes him to back away a little way. Scoop still hiding around one corner, but Powerful has come down to join Fighter now, but they're both going to come through a very similar angle. Fighter takes down Squall though. So that's Criscu's backup. He sees Powerful, misses the initial shots, follows up with the second ones. Has to reload before he finds Fighter, but gets taken out from the side on. Doesn't get the reload done.
Yeah, there
we go. In with the flank, he is Laxing, he secures himself the kill, and once again the Roamers go down for Vitality, picking up 1 kill in exchange for 2 deaths.
Yeah, and they've took the smoking room, so here we go. Here's the shooting from the top.
Scar Lounge starting to be cracked open by Sledge. Laxing and Havoc. And suddenly eXcellence looking really good, but they've only got 45 seconds here, and we have seen teams crumble with more time.
Oh, definitely.
Anthrax then holding one angle. Bios B will take down Laxing, so there we go. The last remaining room player has done some work, given them the numbers back. Now he's going to go around and rejoin the rest of his team. Fighters at the end of this corridor on the right-hand side. I'm pretty sure Fighters know about it, but he will see it flick around the corner.
Good reactions.
Quick flick for the headshot, and Anthrax picks up a kill on the other side of the map as they drop down into train room.
And there it is.
Furious Wills round shuts down BCK. Vitality get themselves back on the board, and as you mentioned, the score is starting to seem very familiar. eXcellence go up 3-1. Vitality then previously won 4 rounds on the trot to secure map number 1, but this is still early days. One round is not everything.
It's interesting that they actually took the smoking room, which is a really nice place to take, but it didn't seem to do anything for them.
They made a couple of holes, but nothing too serious.
They didn't
really use that top down angle.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they didn't have the time to use that top down angle. They took control of it, and they had 45 seconds left. And yeah, okay, you can shoot down through it, but it's very easy for people to avoid the shots. You have to start putting pressure on the sides and lock them into places, and either use that shots up top to be the displacement, so they get killed downstairs, or get a plant down. And trying to do that, they lost down.
It probably were the time, yeah. Like, if they had more time, then they could have pushed some people down there. They could have kept some people at the top to cause that chaos. There were people push into different doorways, and you know that'll work a lot stronger. Just being up there and shooting down and hoping you see some. They were close to seeing someone, but you know, just hoping that you're going to see someone from the very top. Yeah, it's not the best.
No. Now then, eXcellence choosing the same bump site for their defense. So far, doing a very, very similar reinforced layout.
Very rare that it was to the bottom. That's a very, very rare one. Like, we always saw this one, and then it went to the top. Now we're seeing the top first, but we're never really seeing the middle and the bottom on this map.
Up to the top floor go 3 roaming players of eXcellence. Laxing, Havoc, and Fighter are all up here now. Setting up a couple of reinforcers and holes on walls to lock themselves into safety. Laxing still using the heartbeat sensor to check above the drop down of the roof.
Once again, they'll probably want to secure the smoking area. They don't want it taken, especially if you take it really quickly. Because if you do take it really quickly, then you do have that, and then you get the pressure from all different places as well.
On the roof then goes Anthrax and crew, and they're looking to put that pressure on in. Laxing does get droned out by Ash. She's going to immediately start to pre-fire the doorway and be ready in case he's behind it. Chris Scoot, one of the few players that likes this G36 too.
Does his own thing, doesn't it?
Previously, he had been making it work, as we mentioned.
Yeah, it does.
Going technically undefeated in the Pro League, 6 wins and 1 draw. Not having such a smooth run of it here. Bios back on the same corridor. Oh, the pre-fire around the corner puts Havoc down. I don't think he knows it, but he's now going into the left. He's going to have no one there watching it.
He doesn't know it. He's just left him.
Squall shuts Havoc down. There we go. Squall knows he's down. Laxing's in one corner. They know Fighter's in this room. Oh, and he goes for the shot.
Another.
Takes Fighter down, and Fighter's going to be kicking himself for that one. That was a nicely lined up shot, which he had all day to fire with.
Yeah.
Could not make it work, and Criscu comes and finds Laxing, because despite Laxing being droned out, he did not move out of that room. Gave him the pre-fire and gave it ease. Now Powerful and BCK, the last 2 men inside the train in the maining room.
Now this is where they can start breaching from the top and
they
pushing down at the same time.
They can start making holes up top. You see Bios' fuse charges going off above
there
line. Allow Criscu to go in.
Scary.
And the breach charge is going up above their heads, makes BCK run into the dining room. Powerful now, the last man holding within A, but from quite a distance inside this train.
Got a nice angle here, though.
Smokes are coming in. Criscu sprints across, gets away with it, ducks around again, and puts a couple more smokes out. And there's the diffuser, put down, and Squall walks into a trap of some kind. Down goes Powerful. Anthrax shoots him in the back. Last man up is BCK, and he's got to find 5. He's already found the down Squall, but now Bios is at the top of the stairs waiting for him. Blant's going to go down, sprints up top, does get past him, but doesn't land the kill shots, and now he's still got to worry about him. Sprints on further through, looks towards the objective, but Furious is waiting for him around the corner. And Vitality bring it back to 3 rounds to 3.
Once again, this momentum they get. I think the top, they're just, really, really good. Bios, though.
They are definitely better at these slightly faster paced rounds. The communication is 100% on point. That's something that Vitality have always excelled in. That's why they were so good with their drone plane, as you mentioned. Like, leaving that drone 3 feet in front of a guy and calling out the location when you see someone to then have that guy behind it and shoot him is very, very hard. That's not easy to give clear, precise calls. So they clearly got this comms going. But in these fast situations there, with quick rotates and trade kills back off, they are definitely shining.
Also, look where they are.
Here. Yeah, back up into the top floor.
So they need to watch A. Stop letting the plant there.
It's a key thing. A plant has been pivotal.
But it is interesting. They do seem to adapt, like slowly. Well, not even slowly, but you know, they adapt. They start changing the way they play. They start doing something that just starts working.
Yep.
So let's see if they can actually defend this, because it's, to me, like, I thought Vitality were actually going to get all of these on defense. It's just once they got that plant down. So literally, if they just stop that plant, I think they will deck it. Seriously, do.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, your familiar scoreline going 5-3 now. They have to win this defense to keep that trend going.
It's the gimmick. They just wait until that and then go for the exact score.
Bios once again using that SMG as Furious checks outside for a couple of heads that may be running around on the street. Rescue. Dog still roaming around in a couple of different spots.
He's doing that thing.
Yeah. Well,
there we go. Big hole.
Anthrax makes a huge hole.
Nice clean
outside, watching towards A of all places. And look how Powerful is already watching this doorway now.
Yeah, he remembers.
Being very, very cautious of that location. And well, Criscu is on that area of the map, but he's at the other corner. Very hard to actually get a kill shooting up through that hole, so he's got to be cautious doing it. But Furious is now watching these windows. Anthrax is also pretty close. The smoke charges are going out, but Squall will be taken down by Havoc. That Ash play getting in quickly, picking up the first kill on that rappel. Down the dock. 2 minutes on the clock, there's still plenty of time for anything to happen. Furious is still smoking and checking windows. There's a couple of drones in here. They've got loads of frost traps under these windows.
They remember.
But the grenades are coming in. Nowhere near the traps though, so could still work out.
This is the adaptation, they remember.
Smoke coming up through.
Go on, go in. Go in on the trap.
Going in. He will be shot straight out by Anthrax as he starts to repel anyway, so doesn't need to waste a trap yet. Next trap for BCK. The drone will continue forward. Powerful takes down Criscu as he tries to do the same peek he did previously. Powerful punishes him for it.
Nice, I like that.
Bios trying to do a similar peek, will get spotted by Havoc and taken down.
Oh, they're being
and they're trying to do the same thing again. Furious though will take down the first man to repel in through the window. It is BCK.
Diffuser is
Smoke goes
down.
on the diffuser, but there's still a minute on the clock, and that's the last smoke charge.
But that's a nice position for the diffuser to be down for Vitality.
Havoc and Powerful outside the same windows. Laxing's droning, and we'll see exactly where Furious is sitting. Havoc is trying to find the opening on him. We'll spray on in there and sees that he moves.
He doesn't need to do anything. He just needs to wait.
Anthrax watching the same angle. Powerful still looking for another way in. Havoc is still here, and well, Laxing's now going to come and join him. They could drop down into the bar from here.
That diffuser job's really hurting them right now.
Still got 45 seconds, plenty of time. Here we go, dropping on into the bar. Silent drops. Looks to come and flank around behind Anthrax. He will, but he misses the initial shots. Needs to make the next ones land. Pushes on in, the reload is there. He does make them land. Anthrax goes down, it's all on Furious
30
G.
seconds.
He repels outside, tries to shoot Ashes, he goes in and he gets it.
But he's miles away, so...
Miles away, the
know.
diffuser is in Laxing's hands and is being planted. He doesn't care about Furious being outside, he can just wait for that all day.
I don't think
and
I agree with
Powerful
that.
is at the top of the stores.
I don't agree with
Top
that.
of the stairs to fire down on through. Takes Furious G out, will put around back on the board for eXcellence and puts them on map point.
Well played. I do not agree with that jump out the window. He got the kill, but he proper repositioned himself in that horrible position.
Well, he was already pinned in a horrible position. He had no idea where to go. So, well, they're all over the bar around me. I've got to make something work. Goes out the window, picks up one kill, and then it's all right, we're going to get back inside. But they are already on point with where he was going to be and shut him down. So, yeah, I think all options would have been a gamble, but maybe not the best gamble.
Yeah, you have to go with him, don't you? You have to go with him. You have to make them reads. Possibly it could have been something amazing, but eXcellence just knew and just got ready for it.
So,
Defenders, protect your bombs.
back onto the top floor now goes eXcellence again. As you saw, it's not been the easiest to defend, but...
They did actually successfully do it, though. They're the only team... Wait.
Yep.
Yes, they're the only team who successfully defended. I was just trying to remember that, yeah. And they've only defended it once. It seems like it's kind of a hard one. It really does.
100%.
But as we've seen, people prefer it. So there must be something what they really like about it.
And as you mentioned, they are the first team to successfully
defend it, yeah.
10 seconds left before insertion.
So,
5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
here
Attackers
comes
are moving
the
out to
single
locate a
Laxing
bomb.
room again. Down, watching that front street spawn again.
Fortification complete! Swapping back.
Laxton decided not to really look around with his pulse this time. He's actually just chilling at the skylight, yeah. Interesting. Because before, when we saw, he was running around, weren't he? And kind of causing a bit of delay in the push.
Yep.
Right now, he's just like chilling.
Playing far more passive and he
Interesting.
knows where people are. And I mean, the eXcellence mistake last defense round, the reason they lost that and were close to fighting against it again, were the static plays. Like they were getting caught and droned down in spots, and then were just getting collapsed in on and pre-fired by the attacking team.
It is an interesting spot where Laxton is. I don't think I've seen anyone here before, but it's
It
only
is a
really
very tight
covering.
angle.
Yeah, it's not covering too much.
Shots coming across on towards Havoc then from the windows on both sides. Bios once again pushing the same angle in here.
Yep, same position. Nearly got him there.
But Squall and Anthrax on the outside windows. In comes Anthrax. Sees the castle at the same spot again and gets that kill.
These
Furious now goes in and Furious picks up the kill on, Bios picks up the kill onto Havoc just like before, knowing exactly where they were going to be.
Excellent are in the same positions.
Lax has decided to move. Fighter is up onto A, but as you saw, he's the last man. And well, eXcellence tried to push him from this angle towards these bomb sites before, and that's when it fell apart for them. Can eXcellence hold as well as they did then? Now, both Fighter and BCK are right on the A-bomb site. Laxing is underneath and behind a bunch of Vitality players, but does get droned out. Criscu sees him, misses the initial shots, goes for the second ones, misses most of those too. But Laxing is too scared to continue to push. Now Criscu covering his back from Fighter, but it's very, very close to Bios B. BCK looking for another angle behind the bar. Furious G will see him on the drone, and well, Laxing is still keeping their attention here with a minute on the clock.
Yeah, falling in the side right now.
Shots going into Fighter from all angles. He goes down. BCK is the last man here at the A-bomb site. Criscu takes Laxing down. It's all on BCK, and it will go through. So we hit 4 rounds to 4 as we head in towards overtime.
Yeah, once again, really close.
Between Vitality and eXcellence. really tight run. But ultimately, again, eXcellence downfall being their immobility.
Well, I was noticing that I'm noticing Vitality are pushing places that they usually push to, like Bias go in the same position, Crisco go in the same position. I can see that, but eXcellence, they're staying in the same positions. Like when that down the hallway, they knew he were there. I knew he were there, and then the person in smoking lounge behind the wall, they knew he were there because he were there last time. The exact same ones. You don't want to just keep at these same positions. Like you want to cover the same kind of area, but you don't want to do the exact same position because it just becomes obvious. Yeah. And I think that hurt them there.
Yeah, it definitely did. Vitality punished them for it. Really nicely done by them.
Like they didn't even get hurt by them. They just took them both down. That's 2 players down instantly. Where they didn't have to go down that way, man.
So I'm a little bit confused right now, and I'm gonna guess the viewers are too, because technically, with this being overtime, I believe we may have needed a restart, but the players seem to be having to continue on playing. So we'll continue with it until I get word from the admins.
All right.
We'll find out exactly what that means. So Crisco on the top floor with Squall again in support. They also then had, remember, Bios roaming around the very bottom floor of the last round. And he came up with a couple of important backstab kills previously as well. But will they be able to do anything similar to that again? The attack comes swarming in from the Park Alley spawn. And eXcellence. Powerful Havoc making some holes open. Laxing going to the roof with Fighter. Fighter already on his drone though, checking a couple of angles. And well, they are going to find this top floor squad of Squall, Crisco and Bios B pretty soon. Question is, can they do anything about it this time? They did a great job of taking all of them out on Bank. Haven't had the most success here on Cafe instead though. And well, this overtime is basically now a final best of 3 to see whether eXcellence is staying within the tournament.
Yeah, Vitality are very close to possibly taking this. If they take 1 round, there's only 1 round left, and then that's it.
Yep.
eXcellence
all Vitality need here are 2 rounds
and
to advance to the final.
And it's not like eXcellence have been playing bad.
Squall taken down first by Havoc, so it's a good, strong start then from eXcellence, picking up the early kill. But again, it's a similar setup to what happened before. As Crisco begins the kills back, takes down Powerful through the wall. Here's him drop and goes to the fire. Picks up the kill. Bios still on the top floor now, will be here to support it, but there's still drones swarming everywhere as Furious and Anthrax are holding inside the objectives. BCK looking towards where Havoc was, and Havoc is there as Fighter manages to get a good kill onto Crisco downstairs inside, but he will find Bios as well.
That's big.
Bios had all the time in the world to land those kills and couldn't make it count. Fighter punishes it for it.
Fighter's done a lot for them this round.
So now it's 4v2, and Furious G and Anthrax are looking to do everything they can to get the first round of overtime on the board for Vitality. Taking some slightly more aggressive positions so they can fall back to safety after seeing 1 or 2 people, but they're not entirely sure where anyone is going to come from on eXcellence. And well, Fighter is going to come from above, really looking at this.
Taking out Libra.
Killens is safe, drops on down. Laxing right above the train room. It is above Anthrax's head. Will flashbang on in, but Havoc takes a lot of damage before dealing just as much to Anthrax. Now Furious G is cautious of Laxing on the floor above. Anthrax is cautious of everything as he's only on 5 HP. Laxing will get taken down. Now BCK switches it right around and he sees Anthrax just as he puts his gun away to sprint, and Furious G now has to find 2 people. There are 2 down players, 2 stood up players. Havoc is very low health, in 20 seconds he's just around the corner, and so is BCK. They could line up for this. They get him up, takes Havoc down, finishes him, looks for BCK. That's the diffuser. Fighter's going to push forward. Fighter with the 3rd kill. Big round for eXcellence. Huge round for Fighter.
Yeah,
picking
very,
up
very
massive numbers in that round and helping them get that first round of overtime on the board. They're going to be feeling far more comfortable now as they advance on through. Remember, 2 more rounds to play in this map. If Vitality take them both, they advance to the finals.
Yep, but if
1 more round for eXcellence to take.
Yeah, exactly.
And they will force out a 3rd map. That 3rd map will be Canal if we get that far. But
it is knockout, so there's a lot more pressure in this. There's no lower bracket.
No.
Straight knockout.
Time to see eXcellence defend that top floor again, and we've just seen it fail for them multiple times, thanks to the fact that they sat in the same very static spots.
So maybe if they just don't stand in them spots, they have more, they have a chance at this. They have a chance of pushing this to the next map.
I mean, Fighters shooting in that last round is definitely a point. Everyone's warmed on up. I mean, thankfully, touch wood, we haven't had disconnects in a while. everything's back in their rhythm. And, well, eXcellence just need to make a couple of small adjustments so they don't know that you're going to have one guy in this little room and one guy in this little corner.
That's exactly what I know.
And one guy here. And then maybe you'll be able to hold off the incoming Vitality attack. It's going to be here in 10 seconds time, and they are beginning
See
to
where they
set
go.
up.
5 seconds left before insertion.
So, Powerful is in a slightly different spot. Havoc is also in a slightly different location. I like this much better. Can they really make it work? Vitality. Do or die time for the sake of this map. Heading on up to the roof with most of their attacking team right now. They're going to go straight up, but there's a lot of damage going out to Fighter already. He's taking a big burst while fighting with BIOS down here by the garage entrance. Neither of them too worried right now, but Fighter down at about 10 health, BIOS at about 20.
Yeah, they had a good firefight.
Could prove pivotal later on. I mean, you saw there.
Laxton's gone back for the looking for them as well, if you notice. He's just staying at that one spot, so he changed that up.
Still roaming around over there. And we also saw, I mean, last round, the sprint timing was unlucky for Anthrax, but also the fact that he was already on such low health when he found that thermite fight. What was it?
Oh my god.
BIOS just blew himself up with his own breach.
Oh god.
Oh god, that's awful. Anthrax though does take out a kill onto Powerful, and that's a big mistake for Vitality to make in this potentially last round of the map. They are still looking to take control of this cigar lounge though.
Yep.
Furious is journeying it out, checking that most of it is clear. Fighter putting up trophies behind the bar, and Laxing is still on the bottom floor.
Hope it's come behind him, I think.
They know where Havoc is, and yeah, he's definitely looking to flank down. BCK hiding inside the bar with Fighter to join him. Furious opening up a window, making his way in. Ash is already inside now. Pre-firing a couple of angles, but none of them where the people are hiding right now.
And they've seen, like, look, no one's here. They're used to people around these certain areas. Oh, never mind.
Havoc right down, prone in the corner, gets the kill. Anthrax with a nice little peek for free fire.
Same place.
Fighter's still very, very low behind the bar. They're looking for him. Laxing still downstairs. He's looking to come up the white staircase, which is going to be through a lot of barbed wire, and through that grenade. He's going to see right up to the black side. Doesn't land the shots onto Anthrax, and that could be huge. Now he's given his position away. The flank is gone. Anthrax is going to know you're there, but it's 54 seconds on the clock, so he does run away. Criscu now pushing in towards the bar. Going to suspect there'll be one behind the bar. He's going to be right. It's going to be Fighter, but he misses the shots. Now they know where he is. BCK is repositioned and taken Squall down when he's trying to plant. Laxing coming up the red stairs, and Fighter is still pinned in the bar. Ash sprints across the corner and loses the firefight. Criscu goes down.
Fighter's going big again. Fighter's going big again.
But bigger is Anthrax. Anthrax has picked up lots and lots of kills in this round.
And there's only one.
He's now going to find BCK. There's 2 versus 1.
And there's 20 seconds on the clock.
They can pick up the diffuser, and BCK has to do it all. But if he does win this round, he'll advance his team to the final. 15 seconds. They're looking to come in. Furious G picks up the diffuser. BCK stays hit. Finds one. Looking for the next. He picks it up.
He does it.
Excellent.
He does it.
Saving themselves and taking us to map number 3.
Wow, that was big. Oh my god.
Patience is a virtue. BCK